Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first weekly hangout for Clutch Sports Network. I'm Zach Pursley. That is Terry Lambert.
What's
Uh,
up?
Basically, what we're going to do here is Terry and I have been best friends for a while. We're just going to talk football. We love sports. We've got a website we're running. It's called Clutch Sports Network. You can find the link below this video. But we're just going to talk some football, run over some NFL predictions for the year, talk about some fantasy football, some bold predictions, and then, see where it goes. I apologize for my voice the way it is right now. Had a bachelor party I was at this weekend. So anyway, let's get started. Terry, you want to start us off with let's talk about some NFL predictions.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh. Never know who to pick. Steelers this year. Something about Big Ben, Antonio Brown, that offense. That line seems to be clicking. Defensively, I'm not so sure, but yeah, without Pouncey, I'm still rolling with Pittsburgh though. I really like what they can do with Le'Veon Bell and Brown on the outside and Bryant down the field.
Yeah, no arguments here.
Going Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah, I'd got to go Pittsburgh. I hate Joe Flacco. I don't know. That's not. He just looks like a douchebag. The Bengals will never get anywhere with Andy Dalton, and the Browns are the Browns. So I think it's the Steelers' division to win. I think the Ravens will contend, but I don't know. I mean,
the Ravens are always that team that they're always just there, but I never pick them.
There's nothing sexy about them. There's nothing sexy about them. I mean, their best wide receiver is 80 years old. Their elite quarterback is horrible until he gets to the playoffs when he becomes Joe Montana.
Yeah.
I got to go with the Steelers in the AFC North. I'd go Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, and then finish with the Browns.
Yeah, poor Bengals, man. They got to do something about Dalton. Moving on to AFC South. I mean, what
about Dalton? Sorry, I'm not. Is AJ McCarron? Is he their backup?
Yeah, AJ's.
I'm just saying.
Body is shot.
He played very well in the preseason. Andy Dalton, step your game up. You got some competition.
Yeah, someone needs to push them. They had a shot at Bridgewater and they didn't take it 2 years ago, and they'll never live it down. Anyways, back to AFC South, Indianapolis. I mean, who else is winning that division right now? It's Andrew Luck's division. It's just moving right along. I mean, JJ Watt can only do so much.
Right. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think the Texans have the best player overall in the league with JJ Watt, but I mean, when you don't have an offense, you can, like you said, you can only do so much. Andrew Luck only got better in the offseason with the addition of Frank Gore and Andre Johnson. That offense is going to be very potent, very high-powered. And the Titans and the Jaguars are still jokes right now. The Titans will be improved this year. I think the Jaguars will too, but I don't see any of them getting above 7 wins. If they do, it's a surprise. So I would go Colts, Texans, Titans, Jaguars.
Yeah, I capped the Titans wins at about 6 this year. Marcus, as good as he's been, that defense is still putrid.
And you know what? They're going to get beat down when the Dolphins come into Nashville. I'm going to be there. It's going to be awesome. I hope it doesn't end like it did last time.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Dolphins' record against the Titans isn't great, at least in the recent years.
They've never had two. And Chad Henne's no longer their quarterback. So
on to the AFC East.
Oh, yeah.
Dolphins are a sexy pick this year. You could almost make a case for Buffalo with that defense, and who knows what you're getting out of Tyrod Taylor, a guy who I'm pretty excited about. I'm still rolling New England. I mean, how can you go against Brady? I understand an argument for Tannehill and the Dolphins and all of that, but in the end, it's Patriots for me.
Well, hands down, this is the toughest division in football. It's not even close anymore. The NFC West used to contend, but no. Right now,
I agree with that too.
It's the AFC East. Every single team got much better in the offseason. The Jets even got better when their quarterback got his jaw broken a few weeks ago. I don't know about that.
We'll see about
Fitzpatrick's pretty bad. Anyway, as much as I hate to say it, I do think the Patriots win the division. Tom Brady's pissed off. Bill Belichick's going to try to run the score up on every single player, every single team in the league. I do think the Dolphins will finish second. It'll be close. I think they get 10 wins this year. The first 6 games they play are easy games. I mean, it goes Washington, Jacksonville, I think the Bills, they play the Titans, they play the Jets, they play the Texans. Hardly any offense from any of those teams, at least based upon last year. But I do like the Dolphins to make the playoffs, which we'll talk about later.
Think they can sneak in like the wild card? I mean, they're going to have to beat out one of Baltimore, Cincy, and Buffalo probably.
I think honestly, every team in that division could end up with double-digit wins. So I mean,
Kansas City and the Chargers too. It's kind of rough.
I'm not worried about the Chargers. The Dolphins own the Chargers. We play them again this year, and more than likely we shut them out last year, like 34-0, something like that. I'm very confident in my Dolphins this year. We only got better. Our defensive line is going to wreak havoc on the NFL. Tom Brady is going to wish he was suspended for more than 0 games. I know we didn't play them in the first 4 games. He's going to wish that he was on the sideline. And he may end up on the sideline when Ndamukong Suh either stomps him, kicks him in the nuts, body slams him, or actually legally tackles him. But between Wake, Sue, and Vernon and Earl Mitchell, he showed up. I think Ndamukong Suh has made everyone on that line better, either through practice or taking some heat off of them. So Patriots by a slim margin, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins snuck up and won the division.
You have to excuse Zach. He gets a little fired up about his Dolphins.
Well, you know what? We haven't had a winning season. I don't remember when. I think Chad Pennington was our quarterback then, and we finally made some moves that made sense. Got rid of Jeff Ireland. He sucks. We're finally starting to do things that pay the people that make plays. Bye-bye, Mike Wallace. You suck. Have fun, Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, we've got young talent.
Let's bring it in.
All right.
On to the AFC
West.
Let's see. Kansas City's back. That defense is back. San Diego is re-signed Phillip Rivers. They're still there in San Diego. Then you got Oakland kind of starting to rise up a little bit. I think it goes to one of Denver or Kansas City. And I'm just because of Peyton, you almost have to give it to Denver, even though he ran out of gas last year, but certainly he can get
he was hurt.
Title.
I've got to give it to Oakland. I think they're gonna. I'm just kidding. Oakland.
Okay.
I'm joking. No, that division is Denver's.
Bold prediction there.
No, that division is Denver's to lose. Peyton Manning, C.J. Anderson. They just added Evan Mathis, so their offensive line's strong. Demarius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. They bring in Owen Daniels.
C.J. Anderson running with that Kubiak system, that offensive line. Demarius Thomas, thinking him as Andre Johnson in that role. Owen Daniels, all the touchdowns. I really like that combination there.
Yeah, so I think it goes Denver, Kansas City, San Diego, and then Oakland. Oakland's on the rise, but they have a few more years, a few more pieces missing before anything substantial happens. San Diego, I don't know, they just don't have that it factor. I don't. Rivers is a good quarterback. Who knows what Gordon's going to do? Keenan Allen's solid. I think he's a good wide receiver, despite what happened last year. But I mean, they just can't seem to. So until Peyton Manning retires, I mean, I think the Broncos are going to win that division. It'll be close with Kansas City, though. They always find a way, even with Alex Smith throwing 5-yard passes the entire game. So
yeah, maybe
but
Macklin helps that.
that will change. I think Macklin changes that this year.
Yeah.
Andy Reid's getting creative.
On to the NFC. Starting the West, Seattle and Arizona. Arizona's kind of taken over the San Francisco role, it seems. They've just totally destroyed themselves. I mean, it's St. Louis is there. It's Jeff Fisher. They're going 8-8. You know, that's put it in pen. That's going to happen. Anybody getting past Seattle?
I don't think so. It'll be close. I mean, if Palmer stays healthy, I think it'll be interesting. I mean, last year it was kind of a fluke, a wash when he went down. Their defense is very good with Peterson and the Honey Badger and their D line. Their offense is, I think their offensive line is banged up. I think they need to establish a better running game. But they've got the weapons there with John Brown and Larry Fitzgerald. Even I know he's old, but I mean, I think they win 9 or 10 games this year, make the playoffs, but I don't think they can get past Seattle, especially when you have to beat them in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Jimmy Graham's there. How do you stop that team in the red zone? Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch, Jimmy Graham. I mean,
you make them throw it from the 1-yard line. That's how freaking idiots.
I mean, you would think that would be unstoppable, but we'll see. I definitely have Seattle.
Find a way to blow it.
Let's see what we got. NFC North. Kind of interesting team on the rise. We got Minnesota, kind of a sexy pick. Green Bay is Green Bay. You know, they're going to be solid as long as Rodgers is there.
Yeah.
Chicago. Man, Chicago has potential, like, a number 1 pick written all over it.
I do, yeah.
It wasn't long ago that they had one of the most potent offensive attacks out there.
And defensive.
Yeah, that too. Detroit.
5 years ago, a lot has changed. Let's just say that.
I love Detroit, but we'll see how they replace Sue and Fairley. They got Nada. We'll see. Amir Abdullah is going to do some things. Amir's my guy. I love Amir.
Oh, wait. Tell us how much you love Amir Abdullah.
Amir was awesome at Nebraska. He's undersized, but he runs tough. He's electric in the open field. Going to be awesome, especially in the passing game. Joique Bell.
Joique.
Oh.
Joique is an old. He's like what, 29?
He's ancient in running back terms.
Yeah, I mean, you have a boner for Amir Abdullah, so that, I mean, let's not hide that. I'm
proud of
it. I mean, yeah, you're right. He was really good, and he flashes. He's very fast, and we all saw that run against the Jets. They only played it 700 times on network. Yeah, I think I think you'd give it to the Packers just based upon Aaron Rodgers and Eddie Lace. I mean, that offense is going to be tough to stop even without Jordy. But the Vikings, very interesting. I mean, how many wins did they get last year? 7?
Let's see. I
think they went 7-9.
I think so. It wouldn't surprise me if they won 9-10 games in a right.
That was without Adrian Peterson, and in Bridgewater's first year, Charles Johnson didn't even play until like week 12. They didn't have Mike Wallace. As sucky as he is, he's still a good deep threat.
Yeah.
North Turner calling the plays.
And Bridgewater's a guy that needs guys to stretch the field. You know, he's kind of struggled down the field.
Yeah.
Back to the Louisville days. So we'll see what he can do with Wallace. He's been money this preseason. I'm really excited about Teddy. I'm excited about Detroit too. That's a tough division, but I got to roll with A-Rod.
Yeah. You also have a big boner for Golden Tate, which he's shown a lot in this preseason. I mean, it's just hard. I can't. I don't trust Matthew Stafford. He hasn't done anything for me. I mean, he threw 22 touchdowns last year. 22. Like,
here's your first bold prediction from me. Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson both go over 1,500 yards. Both of them. And I'm pretty confident in that, mainly from the reason of they're really all they've got at the receiver position. Golden Tate's awesome. Calvin Johnson isn't slowing down anytime soon. They're both just going to mass produce in that offense. And then you got Amir coming out, and he's just going to add a whole different dimension. Just a linebacker's nightmare coming out of the backfield.
And Matthew Stafford will have exactly 3,500 yards passing, or 3,000 yards passing. Won't throw the ball to anybody.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I mean, Golden Tate was 200 yards away from it last year. Yeah, that was without Calvin for the most part, so he was getting a lot of the targets. But I think he's gotten better, and I think if Amir Abdullah is as you say he is, and the next, I don't know, very good running back in Detroit, probably the best one you've seen since Barry Sanders. I mean, Reggie Bush was okay for a season or two, but I mean, he's a small dude that runs and cuts, and he's hard to tackle. If they've got a running game, which is something they haven't really had consistently, then yeah, I could see that happening. But
right.
I still don't trust Matthew Stafford enough to take him to if they go to the playoffs, they're gonna lose in the first round. I don't think they go to the playoffs. I think. Well, actually, I don't know. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I go Green Bay. I go Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago.
All right.
And Jay Cutler gets benched by week 10.
Oh wow, for Jimmy Clausen?
Why not? What has Cutler done?
Anyways, he was just named team captain, but whatever. NFC
wait till he throws his 30th interception of the year, and he's just like.
Let's see. We got Dallas. We got Philly. We got the dumpster fire. Who else we got? Who am I missing?
Giants.
Elite
quarterback.
How could I forget? It seems like this one's up in the air every single year. Even more so now with Chip. I mean, how on earth is that going to work out? I really don't know. You're relying on Sam Bradford for anything. I think you're doing it wrong. But I'm going Dallas here.
Yeah,
Dallas took it, solidified that defense, got even more pass rush. Randy Gregory, Hardy. I mean, gosh, that's going to be insane.
And Sean Lee's back.
Byron Jones in the secondary. I mean, they added Leo Collins, an undrafted free agent, which is just insane.
Stole him straight from Miami.
So, Romo and Dez and that running game, I don't think it matters who's back there. We'll see if Michael's that guy, but I think it's Dallas's to lose.
Yeah, I'd go Dallas as well. Des Bryant is a monster, and he feeds on touchdowns and small children. I mean, he's going to catch 15 touchdowns again. He caught 16 last year. Their defense is better. Cole Beasley, people kind of know who he is, maybe know who he is. I don't know. I mean, decent little like Wes Welker type receiver.
Gritty gym rat, coach's son, white kid.
Yeah, gritty. He's a gritty player.
Yeah.
And let's see. I think I go Eagles next. Just, I mean, if Chip Kelly hits on that offense, good luck. I mean, good luck stopping it. I mean, everybody questions his methods until they play football and he's scoring 35 points a game. And then I go Giants. I could see Giants winning double-digit games, maybe 9 or 10 wins. But I don't know. It's just the defense is too shaky. I mean, Pierre-Paul has 4 fingers now, and he's not even hadn't played down a football. Hadn't I mean, they don't have a safety. They've got a lot of problems on defense. Odell Beckham's amazing, but you know,
Yeah, offense only gets you so far.
and then you got. I mean, their quarterback is elite.
Oh, let's.
We'll save that. We'll save this debate for another show. But in last place, the Redskins. Like the Redskins are disgusting.
Redskins are.
The Redskins will get the number 1 pick.
Redskins, Browns, Bears. I mean, it's incredible to think that all of those teams are in the running, minus the Browns. All of those teams are running for the number 1 pick. It's just incredible from where they were even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all of them are going to be squarely in that Cardale Jones sweepstakes.
Yep. All right, last division. Undoubtedly probably the most disgusting division in the league. There's a clear winner.
Is there?
The Atlanta Falcons are going to win that division.
Okay, I'm with you. We don't normally agree this much. I'm not used to it.
The Atlanta Falcons will win the division. Julio Jones will probably break some sort of receiving record. He's in the middle, not even in the. He's at the beginning of his prime, and his prime is very, very good. They got a little bit better on defense with Vic Beasley, Matt Ryan. But I mean, really, it's not that I like the Falcons a lot. It's just I hate everyone else playing in that division. Drew Brees lost 1 billion catches when Pierre Thomas left and Stills left, and they took the kitchen sink with him. I mean, Brandon Cooks and Marcus Colston. I can't name anybody. I mean, they've got Ben Watson and Josh Hill at tight end. That'll be interesting. Yeah. I think the Saints get 7 wins, maybe 8. Their defense is really bad, and the Panthers are. Oh my gosh! I mean, this is coming straight from you, but you've never seen a team neglect one position more than the Panthers have neglected.
I haven't. It's incredible. I mean,
especially when you have a quarterback as good as Cam Newton or the potential of Cam Newton.
Dave Gettleman, what are you doing? You have a franchise like stud quarterback in Cam Newton, best player in maybe the history of college football, and will not help him out. Just refuses to. I mean, look, this year, prime example. I mean, he's got offensive weapons sitting on the board, and he takes a middle linebacker that, meanwhile, Cam Newton's sitting there with Michael Orr protecting his left side, which is just horrific.
Blindside, baby.
And Devin Funchess and Billy Brown. I mean, it's just nasty.
Don't forget Ted Ginn.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
I hate Ted Ginn.
I get it. You can't. Kelvin went down. That's awful. You can't do anything about it. But man. Anyways, I've got Atlanta winning too. Julio's going nuts this year. Just nutty. He's going bananas. I really like the Falcons. I really like that whole new coaching staff. I think Vic Beasley is going to open a ton of eyes this year. He's just a madman. He's probably getting double-digit sacks this year. Second bowl prediction: Atlanta wins double-digit games and comes back and wins the division. Takes it from the Panthers.
Yeah, no argument there. I think the Bucs. I don't know. Between who finishes last, I think the Saints finished second. I don't know if Jonathan Stewart stays healthy. I think the Panthers maybe finish second, but he's played 16 games like one time in his career, and I mean that was a long time ago. If he doesn't stay healthy, then the Panthers probably finish last. I mean, Jameis, who knows how rookie quarterbacks are going to play. He didn't look great in preseason. He didn't look horrible, but it's definitely a learning curve for him. But
The thing with Jameis is he's gonna have his moments of brilliance. He's gonna have his moments of just what in the world are you doing? I mean, it's someone, I think it was Lance Zerling, compared him to Eli Manning, and that just immediately stuck with me. That's it. He's Eli Manning. I've seen some Cutler comps out there. I think those are all accurate. He takes so many chances with the football. We'll see. I'm not expecting a lot year one out of Jameis.
all I need is Mike Evans to perform well, and I'll be okay because he's on my fantasy team. Yeah, so that's all. That's it. That's all we got for the NFL predictions. Now we do have some bold predictions we'd like to throw out there for you. I'll start off, and this is going to be a pick with my Miami Dolphins here. I'm going to say Cameron Wake has 20 sacks this year. I think his previous high is like 16. So I don't know. It was a lot. The year he won defensive MVP. But he did win that award, right? I'm not.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm okay. He did. Yeah. I couldn't remember if I was confusing him with Jason Taylor, he also won the award. But yeah, when he won the MVP that year, he had double-digit sacks. But this year, he had like I don't know. He had a decent year last year, but you throw in Ndamukong Suh in the middle. You can't double team. I mean, I guess you still can double team Wake, but teams are not going to double team Cameron Wake and let Ndamukong Suh go one-on-one and break the pocket up the middle. And then you also have Earl Mitchell, who's steadily improving. Crap, my dog's barking, and I hate when she barks at night. It scares the crap out of me. And then you've got Vernon on the other side. And he's just like 30 year or whatever. I think he gets 10 sacks. I mean, I think the Dolphins are going to have a top. I'm going to say they're going to have the most sacks in the league this year. And I mean, I think it's easy to know why. I mean, if you watch the preseason, basically every single drive. I mean, I don't know if anybody scored on their first team defense. They had countless sacks, pressure. If not a sack. So I feel sorry. I feel extremely sorry for Kirk Cousins with that offensive line week one. But no, I feel sorry for any quarterback that has to play the Dolphins this year.
I'd agree with your Wake sentiments. I think I don't know if he gets to 20. I think he gets close. I mean, mine is just stupid. Let's see. I've got a couple written down here. First, Amari Cooper. I think I really think he's the second coming of Torrey Holt. Derek Carr is a pretty good quarterback. I think he breaks 1,300 yards his rookie year, probably double-digit touchdowns.
Ooh, you're talking Randy Moss numbers here.
I'm a big Amari Cooper believer. If you don't believe me, I mean, just go look at that Vine that was posted last weekend of him torching Patrick Peterson on a simple comeback route.
Yeah,
I mean, the dude's precise. I think Carr's gonna get him plenty of targets, and he's really gonna flourish right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, I think he will do well. I mean, who else are they going to throw it to? So, yeah, you got any other bold predictions?
Yeah, Marcus Mariota. I'm telling you guys, I've been exposed to him here in Nashville early. He's the real deal. Some national guys got on him for not throwing interceptions. I mean, he's pushing the ball downfield. He's in and out with his reads. He's just boom, 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 1, 2, 3, balls out. I mean, professional quarterback already, just so far advanced. Really, just way past Jameis even at this point. I'm hoping that game this weekend kind of puts him on the national stage a little bit.
Holy crap! It's this weekend. I'm so excited.
I know it, but I'm not buying in totally yet. But I'm telling you, Marcus, I've got a really good feeling that he's the answer for the Titans. Thank God.
Offensive MVP rookie.
I think he comes close. There's a lot of names out there.
Amari, obviously.
I think he comes close. Amari, Amir,
Amir. Devontae Parker. Look out for it.
Gurley Parker, if they come back healthy, they got shots.
All right. Let's go back a bit and let's do Super Bowl predictions.
All right. Super Bowl predictions.
This is my bold prediction too, so
I've kind of gone with a throwback matchup here. I'm going. You're gonna be surprised. I'm going Steelers and Cowboys. I think.
You think the Steelers can get there?
I am a big believer in Le'Veon Bell and that offensive line. Whether they can have Pouncey or not, I think it's irrelevant. But I mean, I put a lot of stock into offensive line play. These are two of the best, if not the best, in the league. Romo and Roethlisberger both have outstanding receivers. Both have some question marks on defense, but I'm more confident in Dallas than I am Pittsburgh. But I think Pittsburgh, they just seem to get to the Super Bowl every couple of years, and it seems like it's their turn.
I just don't know that defense. I mean, they lost a lot of pieces this offseason as well. There's no doubt that they've got a high-powered offense, and they've got the quarterback to get there, and they've got a good running game. But I don't know if that defense can get in there. But we'll see. I like your Dallas pick. I'm gonna go Dallas. And they were a weird ruling away from playing Seattle for the NFC last year. I still think Dez caught the ball, but I'm going to go the Colts. I hate the Patriots, so I'm not picking them to go. I'm just, wishful thinking here. And it's really hard to go to the Super Bowl twice in a row, especially when you can't film the other team's practices and steal their playbooks, Belichick. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go Colts. Gore and Johnson, that offense was great last year. You've got T.Y. stretching the field, Johnson, sure hands. Gore, he's 32, but he's still good. I don't know anything about their defense, I'll be honest, but I mean, for the same reason, I guess for the same reason that the Steelers can make it, the Colts can make it, which is, I guess, kind of hypocritical of me. But I think the Colts' offense is high-powered enough. If you score enough points, all you need from your defense is just a few stops. So I think with the Steelers and the Colts, that's really all you can hope for is just your offense puts enough pressure on the other team to where they make mistakes and you take advantage of those. But I'm going to go – I think the Cowboys win it all. For the sake of my uncle who's a giant Cowboys homer, I hope I'm wrong. But I mean, they seem to find a way to screw it up every year too. So we'll see.
I'm going Steelers. For some reason, it's just call it a inkling or whatever you want to call it. They're just there like every 4 years. They just show up.
Yeah. And then next year they won't make the playoffs.
Yeah, next year they'll be 8-8.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What are we talking about next? We've got our fantasy. Yeah, our favorite week 1 fantasy plays. All right. How do you want to do this? You just going to go by position or?
I'm just going to throw out some names. I'm sure a lot of you, if not all of you, play daily fantasy sports. It's kind of taken over the fantasy world. Really, there's some really interesting cheap plays out there. I'm going to start with Jonathan Stewart playing the Jaguars. I don't love it, but I mean it's Jonathan Stewart. He's going to get 20, 25 touches against the Jaguars defense that's susceptible at times. We'll see. But is Cam really going to hurt anybody throwing the ball? I'm not so sure. D'Angelo Williams, I think, is worth a look. Playing the Patriots, he's out. Or Le'Veon's out. I see Zach doesn't like it, but I'm telling you, D'Angelo is. I don't think it's so terrible. Remember, the Patriots also Will Ford. They're probably going to be starting a rookie in Malcolm Brown at nose tackle. We'll see.
I mean, when's the last time he did anything good? I know he's
right. I mean,
if you're in one of those leagues where there's 20,000 people in the league or in the contest, and you need to make your lineup different, I think that's an option. I'll start with quarterbacks. I think Sam Bradford is an absolute steal. He costs like $5,000-6,000. He's super cheap compared to other guys. I mean, like guys like Andrew Luck, I want to stay away from him this week. I don't want anything to do with the Bills defense, especially week 1. You don't know what's going to go on. Sam Bradford's playing Atlanta's defense. I think it's a Sunday night game. I could be wrong, but
it's a Monday night.
Is it? Okay, it's the first Monday night. I mean, he went 10 for, and no, it's a small sample size, but 10 for 10 for 100-something yards and 3 touchdowns in the preseason, whatever. But I'm sure you've read the stat that like whoever the Eagles quarterback, like the combination of like an old Michael Vick, Mark Sanchez, and Nick Foles was like the number 4 overall fantasy quarterback under Chip Kelly since he took over. Like Breeze, Manning, and Rodgers are like the only people to score more points. So Sam Bradford's not a bad quarterback. He just hadn't played in 2 years because he's left ACLs made of rubber bands. But I think he's a solid option. I think he puts up big numbers. Carson Palmer playing the Saints defense at home. Palmer was a good quarterback last year, fantasy-wise, when he was healthy. And, I think John Brown has a big day. That's a wide receiver to look at. But the Saints defense is bad, and they're injured. And I think Palmer has a really good day. And if you're looking for a super cheap guy, Terry, you'll agree with me here, Tyrod Taylor against the Colts defense, he's going to rush for probably 50 yards at least, maybe a touchdown. Throwing to Sammy Watkins, Charles Clay, Percy Harvin, LaShawn McCoy. He's got a weapon. If Tyrod Taylor pans out to be a good quarterback, the Bills will be a really good team. And he looked good in the preseason. So he sat behind Joe Flacco for a while. Not sure how good of a teacher he was, but he's been in the league for a little bit. So I think that's a sleeper quarterback pick.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they use Tyrod. If they kind of use him running some read option stuff, running that spread style, college style, dumb it down for him. Let him be an athlete, He's not going to light you up through the air probably. Let him run, I think that offense is going to struggle. So they'd be well suited to let him use his athletic ability. And I think it's got some fantasy value there. Sam Bradford, I'm horrified of putting him in my lineup and then first quarter, there goes the ACL again.
That's the beauty of daily fantasy. It's only 1 week, so.
I know, but when you're talking $20, $27 entries, that gets tough.
That's why I stick to
risky.
It's entries.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's roll out some Vegas lines and let's make some people some money.
Hang on, before we do that, a few more fantasy options. Defenses, the Miami Dolphins defense, they're like $3,000. For the next 6 weeks, play the Dolphins defense. They play the Jaguars, the Skins, the Bills, the Jets, the Titans, the Texans. they're going to get a ton of sacks, probably a lot of picks, not going to give up a lot of points if I had a guess. Not that, I mean, defense is really scoring a ton of points anyway, but yeah. Any wide receivers on your radar?
I don't really care what you have to pay for Julio Jones,
Yeah,
but
he's
make
like
sure he's in your
like
lineup. Yeah,
yeah, it's PPR. It's 1 point PPR, so he'll get 10 catches probably against the Eagles.
yeah. I mean,
150
it's
yards.
totally worth what you're gonna pay for like a tier 3 even. He's gonna make up for it. Pair him with a Stevie Johnson in San Diego. Pair him with Eddie Royal.
Yeah, Eddie Royal is another guy I was going to talk about. He's going to get – I mean, the Bears are going to get destroyed almost every week. And Eddie Royal and Jay Cutler seem to have this chemistry. And with Kevin White out, Marshall gone, reception heaven. And he's the guy. He's that guy. He's always been the guy that, like, out of nowhere will score 2 or 3 touchdowns in any random week, you know? And that was in San Diego when, like, he wasn't even, like, one of the top. He was, like, a wide receiver 3 or 4. And he'd put up 100 yards and 2 touchdowns and then, screwing you over because you got Keenan Allen or, But, yeah, Julio, Eddie Royal, John Brown week 1. I love him. He's a good young guy. He's a stud. Jordan Matthews.
Don't forget, Harry Douglas is 3,000. He's the minimum on DraftKings. He's a number 2 receiver. He's going to get a lot of targets from Marcus. Marcus is going to spread. Manny Walker is a guy that I absolutely adore this year. I wasn't able to get him in any of my leagues because I live in Nashville and draft with a bunch of homers. But Delaney Walker is going to produce this year. He's going to be top 6, 7 tight end.
Especially, PPR. Who's a quarterback's best friend? It's a reliable tight end. Aside from a running back, it's a reliable tight end. And, even last year he was a very reliable tight end with the atrocity that was the Titans quarterback play.
He's the best. He may be the best receiver the Titans have, which is saying something. But we'll see how Roger and Beckham comes along. But
and another guy that last thing on this, if you're going to spend money at a position, spend it on Rob Gronkowski. I know you can't do it week 1 because he plays Thursday, but he's going to probably score every single week and get 8 or 9 catches. So, he's going to obviously have an advantage over all these other tight ends. If you want to spend the money, I think you can get cheap wide receivers with production. But tight end is so, like, up in the air outside of Gronk. Maybe Graham, maybe Walker, maybe Travis Kelce. But I'd spend the money on Gronk if I could. And same with quarterback. Kind of go not actually the exact opposite with quarterback. There's a lot of cheap options out there. I'm not necessarily willing to pay the big bucks for a guy like Matt Ryan or Matt Stafford that's going to get you an average day with the potential to have a nightmare day.
I do like Ryan against Philadelphia, though.
Yeah, week 1,
it's going to be a shootout.
All right, yeah. So we can talk about those lines if you want, the Vegas lines.
All right, start us off if you got them in front of you.
I've only got 4 of them in front of me, but they're the 4 that stuck out to me. The first one, obviously, I'm going to talk about is the Miami Dolphins. -4 -4.5. I think at the. Do what?
We might as well rename this the Miami Dolphins podcast.
Yeah. -4.5 at the Redskins. So for some reason, Las Vegas thinks that the Dolphins are not going to win this game by at least a touchdown. They're going to win the game by at least 2 touchdowns, if not more. I don't know if you watched any Redskins preseason, but their offensive line is awful, which is why Robert Griffin III nearly died on the field against Detroit. And Miami's D-line is better than Detroit's. They're going to have probably 5 or 6 sacks, if not more. which will limit the amount of time Kirk Cousins can stand back there and throw it deep to Garcon or Jackson. There, if you think Alfred Morris is going to rush for more than like 60 yards, think again.
I'll agree with you, and I'll add that Redskins defense is just they got Preston Smith rushing the passer. They already lost.
They added Terrence Knight in this offseason, but
they already lost Gillette after adding him. They have no corners. D'Angelo Hall's washed. I think Brashad Breeland is out of this matchup. So
you got Culver, I think, or yeah, is it Culver?
Oliver from San Francisco.
Yeah,
we'll see. Their secondaries have been notoriously horrible the past 3-4 years. I think Landry tears this game up.
Landry look for just tearing the seam up. Kenny Stills probably catches a deep pass or two. Greg Jennings, not flashy but reliable. And yeah, they're lucky Devontae Parker's not going to be ready week 1. So that would be ugly to watch. Not for me. I would love that. But all right, what's the next game we got?
Let's see. You were talking about Green Bay and Chicago.
Yeah, this line it's -7. Is it at Lambeau?
I believe it's in.
Actually, it doesn't even matter. -7. If you think the Bears can stay within a touchdown of the Packers, you need to go to the doctor and have your brain evaluated. Okay. Yeah, they lost Jordy Nelson. It hurts. But you still have MVP Aaron Rodgers. You still have Eddie Lacy. You still have Randall Cobb. Devontae Adams is no slouch.
James Jones now.
James Jones, yeah. I mean, what in the – no, the Packers are going to win this game by 2 touchdowns at least. The Bears will maybe start hot. Knowing Jay Cutler, no, he'll start with a pick 6, first pass of the game. But no, this game's not even going to be close. Who knows how healthy Alshon Jeffrey is? Eddie Royal's going to get his catches, so play him in daily fantasy. But no, I don't know what I have to say more other than no.
I'm with you 100%. I have nothing to add. I agree with all points.
The next one we were talking about was I think it was -2.5. The Vikings at San Francisco. This is interesting because both teams are kind of like the San Francisco 49ers. I've never seen a worse offseason for a team ever. I mean, and the Vikings only got bet. They added Mike Wallace. Adrian Peterson is back and is going to be pissed off. If he runs for 200 yards, I would not be surprised. He might kill somebody as well. Teddy Bridgewater's a smart quarterback. Usually, I mean, he's not a big risk taker. He's smart with the ball. I think they win this by probably 10 or more.
I'm not so crazy about this game. It's in San Francisco. It's first game for Tom Zula, and I know they lost a ton, but I still think they can run the ball a little bit with Carlos Hyde. I don't think he's going to be spectacular. They can stretch the field a little with Torrey Smith. Kaepernick I don't know what to make of him anymore. We'll see how he is without Harbaugh. There's still some pieces on the defense. The well's not totally dry there.
They still have Bowman.
They're really young, actually, outside of Bowman. All those draft picks that Balk accumulated over the past few years, they're only going to get to play. So we'll see. I don't think this is a slam dunk, and I'm staying pretty.
I think week 1, I feel like we know what we're going to get from the Vikings. I mean, we don't know what we're going to get from the 49ers, but odds are it's not going to be pretty. What other ones were we talking about?
Let's see. There was one more.
Oh, Arizona and New Orleans. So it's
Yeah.
-2.5 at Arizona, and Arizona's favored to win. For reasons I've already mentioned, I mean, I think Arizona, I mean, a playoff team under Ryan Lindley. I mean, their defense is very good. Bruce Arians is a great coach. Palmer's healthy. John Brown, I can't say his name enough. Fitzgerald, Andre Ellington. I mean, I can't name, aside from Kenny Vaccaro, I can't name another defender on the Saints defense. I mean, Cameron Jordan, I think he got in trouble today or something. Got suspected of like, let me look it up.
They're gonna have to replace some pass rush. They drafted Kikaha from Washington and Davis Toll from Chattanooga.
Yeah,
Uh,
go Mox.
we'll see. I love Anthony in the middle of that defense. He's crazy athletic. Um, I don't know if they can get enough initial pass rush. I think the secondary is probably going to be a problem. And then offensively, what are you doing to replace Jimmy Graham? Josh Hill really going to be that guy? I know people want him to be. He's not. Brandon Coleman is a guy 6'6", about 230, out of Rutgers. He's a guy that I really liked coming out, but he went undrafted. He's going to kind of get the vintage Colston role in the slot. So we'll see if he can replace some production. I think they lost a lot when they lost Stills. Drew Brees. They got Andrews Pete on his left side. He's going to be an upgrade. I don't think they're going to be as bad as you think, but I do that week one matchup for Arizona, even without Bowles.
Yeah, man, they were injured on defense too. It's not just that they don't have the time. I mean, I think. I mean, week one. I mean, if you're gonna, there's nothing given in the NFL. Any given Sunday, but this is one of the closest of being a knock on wood sure thing. I mean, I think the Cardinals come out and take care of business. They're not. If they want to contend in their division, they're not going to lose to the Saints week one at home.
I'm with you. There's your three game parlay right there. Arizona, Green Bay, and Miami.
Yeah, and I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule after that. I don't know if it'll get any easier or harder. This is the first time I've done any Las Vegas, anything like that. I still haven't done it yet, so I don't even know. I haven't committed to it. But any other? I mean, we talked about the Eagles game. I think it's like Eagles -1.
Yeah, Eagles -1.
I mean,
I'm staying far away. Anything could happen in that one.
that's going to be a 45-48 final score. It's going to be a shootout. So, I mean, yeah, anything could happen. I think the Eagles will win, but I don't think I'm willing to bet any money on it. I'm staying away from Indianapolis and the Bills. I'm staying away from the Lions and Chargers, Chiefs, Texans, even the Raiders, Bengals. I don't know. I honestly don't know who wins that game. It's a wash. You could go Patriots -6.5, but I mean the Patriots will be pissed off.
Yeah, Steelers are no slouch.
Without Le'Veon Bell, I think. I mean, you focus your energy on Antonio Brown, and you win the game. I mean, who's going to stop Rob Gronkowski? Nobody.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tough sledding for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Another one I think we mentioned was the Jets. It's like Jets -1 at Cleveland, I think.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to lay any money down on the Jets, but
if you
I think they're better than Cleveland.
You're not so much betting on the Jets, but you're betting that Cleveland is bad. This is a legitimate, like, other than Dwayne Bowe, who are their wide receivers? They have Brian Hartline.
And they're going to run out Terrell Pryor. And
It worked for Ohio State. I don't think it
did
works for Cleveland.
well. I we'll see. He did some interesting things. A shame he couldn't play in the preseason, but yeah, just I mean, you talk about neglecting a position. They've totally neglected that position. I mean, Taylor Gabriel, Andrew Hawkins, their other. Uh, that's brutal.
Yeah. And who's throwing the ball? Is it McCown?
Yeah, McCown and one healthy running back in Crowell
Yeah.
facing the impossible Jets front. I really like the Jets in that game.
They've got a decent defense, but um, Chris Ivory I think is going to have a good game. Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, they've got the talent. Yeah, I think the Jets win that. So those are just some lines that we wanted to throw out to you in case you were interested in that kind of stuff. Um, Terry and I actually play each other this week in fantasy in our most competitive league. Right now, I am projected to win by .5 points. He'll probably come back and beat me though. It's a keeper league. He had the luxury of keeping Odell Beckham Jr. and Le'Veon Bell, which I mean Bell's not playing this week, but he went wide receiver first 2 rounds. He's got Des Bryant, Julio Jones, and Odell Beckham every week. And he's got Teddy Bridgewater and Amir Abdullah.
Hey, touchdown Tom's back.
Yeah, Tom Brady's back. Jonathan Stewart. I've got a decent roster. I mean, I've got Sam Bradford, Calvin Johnson, John Brown. What up? Marshawn Lynch, Ryan Matthews. I've got Gronkowski, Chris Ivory. For some reason, I drafted Alfred Morris. He's on my bench right now.
It's all right. It happens.
I've got Emmanuel Sanders. When Arian Foster gets back, I think he'll be very good. CJ Spiller's out week 1. That doesn't help me any. Devontae Parker, Mike Wallace, neither of those guys week 1. So I'll probably get beat, but I'm not going to be alone. If Terry doesn't win the league this year, he's bad at fantasy football. No, I'm kidding.
I don't win the league. It's not my fault.
He's had some serious injury problems in the past, but we'll see what happens. We'll update y'all next week on how that fantasy matchup went. One of us will be talking mad trash. That's actually only if he wins, he won't say a word. If I win, I'll probably say a lot.
Yeah.
Terry's not a trash talker, but yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it. The website launched today. Actually, we went live with it. Been working crazy on it. College football content, NFL content, NASCAR, fantasy football, just clutchsportsnetwork.com. Check it out. We'll be posting every day. Hopefully, it's gonna go big time.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously it's a new website, so you haven't probably heard of anything about it. Basically, this was just an idea that 3 college roommates, myself, Terry, and our buddy James, we roomed together in college. We're all huge sports fans, and we talk about it every day, basically, all throughout the year. We each have our own very different opinions, and we decided, what the heck, why not? Let's share this with some people and see who agrees with us and disagrees. And so, yeah. That's all I've got. So yeah, we'll post a link in the bottom half of the below this video. And Terry, you got anything else?
No. Look for Mr. Zach Pursley's fantasy rankings coming out this week.
Oh, yeah.
His initial post on the clutch coming up.
Yeah. I'll leave everybody with this. I hope you can hear it. If not, that'll be awkward, and I'll just sign off. But
oh no.
until next week, fins up, and
I'm signing off now.
Enjoy week 1. Man, I love that song. All right, everybody. Until next week. Yeah, enjoy week 1. Come back and see us next week.